Cheat Code.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pickleball Cheat Code, the show for competitive pickleball players who are looking to level up their game. We focus on advanced strategies for experienced players, stuff only the pros really know. I'm Brodie Smith. I'm a 5.5 plus level player and a coach. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Tanner Tomasi.
Hey, everyone.
Tanner is a 6.0 plus rated player and an APP gold medalist. Today, we're covering who actually covers middle, the age-old question, who covers middle? It's more nuanced than you think. At the end of the episode, we will be asking the philosophical question of what is a sport? So stay tuned for that. If we've done anything to improve your game, share the show with your pickleball community. All right, Tanner, we hear it all the time. We hear it at the pro level. We hear it at day one at the 3.0 level. Who takes middle? Middle solves the riddle. Forehand always takes middle. We've heard all these quotes. It's like, yeah, thanks, Captain Obvious. But who does it? When do they do it? At what specific moment? It gets very into the weeds in terms of who takes middle. I feel like in terms of where the ball positioning is, what point of the match we're at, lefty, righty, mixed, whatever it might be. I notice this the most when I'm playing with lower level players. I'll be sitting there and I'm like expecting them to take the middle, and I realize they don't know the nuances of who's supposed to take it. But point being, get the ball rolling here. What's the biggest mistake that people make when they are trying to cover the middle in a match, whether it's rec or even a tournament?
The biggest mistake people make is that they think the forehand always should cover the middle. And it's not true. It's true to a certain extent. I'll break it down for you real quick, the full thing. So when the ball's...
Break it down, baby. Let's go.
When the ball is coming in slow, the forehand does take the middle. Assuming we're playing with two righties, we'll get into the lefty after. So the ball's coming in slow. Somebody's hitting a third shot drop. Somebody's hitting a reset. That's when the forehand can step over because they can produce more power.
Question: what if it's like a high arcing, heavy dipping third? It's like that's slow, but it's coming at you with some pace. What about that? Same thing.
If the forehand can step over and get it, they should step over and get it. If it's too far over, then it's fine. But like if they can read it, they should get it. If somebody's ripping a drive, it's coming in too fast. Drops, resets. The forehand should take priority like 60% of the court. When the ball is fast paced, so when you're at the kitchen line and a speed up is coming, the diagonal player should get it. So if me and you are playing on the same team, the player in front of you speeds up the ball. It doesn't matter if it's my forehand or backhand. It's my responsibility to cover that middle. If somebody speeds the ball up through the middle diagonally from me. And the reason is you want to protect your line and your body. That way you only have to cover like two spots. If you have to cover the line, body, and the middle, it's too many options, and the opponent is probably going to be able to like trick you if they use a little bit of deception or whatever. But that's when the ball's like bang, bang, coming in quick. The other thing that we can do is like the further the ball is over. So like say it's in front of you, like right near the sideline, the further it is over, that means the more I should step over. So if the ball's like right in the corner, I should imagine that center line, it's not a force field on the court. I can step over it. I can protect the middle and protect off of your right shoulder, with my backhand. That's totally fine. The opponents don't have many options. They really only have through the middle or at you. So like I'm fine giving up my third little side of the court there. So I would say that's really the main thing with covering the middle.
Did you write your thesis on this in college?
Yes.
This is impressive stuff, Tanner. I feel like you've studied this. I feel like you've given us a TED Talk on this before. You know the exact answer.
I've made about 8 videos minimum on this. Probably more than that, maybe 20. So I have this dialed in.
I can tell. Well, let's break it down even further. So what about on the righty-lefty combo? Like who actually owns the middle when you have two forehands in the middle? You're a lefty player. You're playing with Richard, for example. He's on the left side. He's a righty. What are your rules to follow there? Is it the same rule of thumb in terms of angles? Because angles are the number one things that really change things for who's taking middle based off the angle and positioning of the ball.
So if you're a lefty, it makes it even easier. It's all the same rules, just amplified. So if it's lefty-righty combo, you want to play respect the X, especially if it's a new partner, somebody you're switching around with partners a lot. Like if you're a new player, we got a comment on the podcast. I'm a lefty. I play with a lot of different players. What's the strategy? Respect the X. Anytime the ball is diagonal from you, if you're a lefty, it's your ball to take it. If somebody's hitting a third shot drop and it's diagonal, you can step in and take it. Unless you clarify with your partner beforehand, where if this is a new partner, you're not going to clarify beforehand. So like if I'm playing with you and you have we're lefty-righty and you have a substantially more power, I'm going to like play like I'm a righty and you can step over and take the ball, assuming you have more power. But assuming that's not the case, assuming we're both equal power, diagonal. If the ball is dinked diagonally in front of you, so the guy in front of you is hitting a dink to your inside foot, so your right foot, I can come over and take that dink. That way you can kind of plant and get ready for the counter. Same thing, if the ball's dinked diagonally to you, so on my left foot, you can come over, take that dink. So basically, respect the X. What does that mean? When you're in the cross court, you stay in it at all costs. You only change if need be. Like if the pattern gets changed or it goes to your partner, that's when you change.
Love it. And I feel like another good thing to note here is the balance of getting out of the way for respecting the X. So if you see a ball coming cross court and you want to respect that X, they're making sure you're moving out of the way, knowing who's going to be taking that middle ball and giving them the space that they need. This is what players do all the time. They crowd that middle way too often and they make it way too difficult to making sure that you're signaling them, like are signaling to your partner that you're going to avoid that ball and that's all you is based off body language, not even necessarily saying anything. Like for when you're in a match with Richard, are you just doing body language communication where you just get the hell out of the way and Richard just knows right then and there that that's going to be his ball? Or are you saying you, me? Like, what do you do there?
That's a good question. Yeah, you can call you, me. We still do that just so there's no confusion. You don't want confusion. However, one thing that you brought up that I forgot to mention is when you are playing respect the X, say I dink the ball cross court in front of you. Now I should stay with it, right? However, the exception to this is if I dink cross court to the guy in front of you, and then they try to hit the ball back middle. If you can get it out of the air, you should take it. If it bounces, I should take it. And the reason is you're able to pull it back into their body and be much more offensive out of the air and hit much faster power. They're trying to dink, you're coming in, you're snagging it out of the air. But if it bounces, then you leave it to me. So with Richard, that's the rule of thumb that we live by. It's bouncing, I'm leaving it. If it's out of the air, I'm snagging it, assuming the ball's crossed in front of me.
I like that. Let's go back to the righty, the standard that we see most common.
Righty.
Let's say a ball's coming to your, inside foot cross court and it's going to be bouncing. What do you do there? Is it still respect the X or are you going to let the forehand take that?
No, so if the ball's coming to my inside foot, my left side player should try to snag it and redirect the ball cross to get back into that left side to left side pattern. However, if I do have to hit the ball with my backhand, I would probably just like tap it middle or hit it back cross court. I wouldn't go in front of me because if I had to go in front of me, my back would be turned and it'd be potential pop up or potential Ernie opportunity. But my left sider should snag that. If you play against these top tier teams, they're excellent at that, protecting the guy's inside foot.
Gotcha. What about for hitting a third? So we serve, ball comes back, and the ball's in the middle. Are we always letting forehand take that next third shot, drop and drive? Obviously, if it's right down the middle, yes, right? We're going to let the forehand take it. But let's say it's 2 feet over to the right. Should I be coming over and taking that ball as the left side player every single time? And then the right side player slides and then they kind of push forward. Where do you, so to speak, draw the mental line for that middle ball?
Yeah, what you said is just spot on. If we're two righties, we're at the baseline, the ball's coming, we serve it, they hit the return to us. I'm letting my my forehand dominant player come over like 65% of the court, take the ball because they have much more control and can dictate a lot better with the forehand. And then I'm either looking to move up and poach, move up and reset, move up and crash, maybe stay back if it's a hard return. I think the line is drawn like if it's like in front of my body, I can maybe find a forehand. So basically when you're in the back of the court, you want to be able to try to find the forehand. Like if I'm the right side player that's righty, if the ball is hit in the middle of my body, I should be able to step around it and hit a forehand. At all costs, I don't want to be hitting a backhand from the middle of the court. If you can do that, that means that the opponent hit a good shot and they're ahead in the rally per se. You know that they got one over on you, and you have to be able to avoid that.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to throw a few scenarios at you and you're going to tell me who's going to take the ball. And a lot of this you've already touched on, but I want to make it clear so we're wrapping it up in terms of making it very identifiable for X situation. who takes that middle ball. So we're at the kitchen. I'm on the left side and I'm dinking directly in front. If they try to speed up middle to the inside hip of the right side player, who's taking that forehand or who's taking middle there?
To you or me?
So let's say you're not even playing because I want to get your lefty brain out of here, right? So we're doing It's all righty. I'm dinking. I'm on the left side. I'm dinking straight ahead. I give a dead dink to the person straight ahead in the dead center of the court. They rip a ball, speed up, cross through the middle. It's going to be on the right side player's inside hip on their left hip. Who takes that middle?
It should be theirs. That's far over, I feel like.
Far enough over?
Yeah, I mean, it's coming at the right side player's hip.
Yeah.
That's far. They can just hit it right away, right? Do you mean to say it's coming at your inside hip or no?
No, because obviously if it's coming straight there, then because I would have to take it if it's at my inside hip. But there's certain angles. I guess I'm trying to figure out that angle. This is what I see most common is it's coming cross court where it's just wide enough where you'd be reaching and then it's going to my right side person's backhand. So it's just like, who takes that specific ball?
If you can read it, you always want to get it. But the other guy should be on the cross. But if you can read it, I would always take it since it's your forehand. But like having the backhand there is the good backup. But like if you can read it with your forehand, you just can hit harder. So you should always take it if you can read it.
All right. Let's say I get a dink. I'm straight on with this person and I dink straight to the sideline, like cross court a little bit. It's going straight to their sideline. They have a dead dink. I slide to cover line because I obviously have to cover line there. And they speed up again, cross court from their sideline, 1 foot to the right of my hip. Should I be chicken winging that ball or should my right side player be coming over that far to cover that middle?
In that exact scenario, super dead out wide, you as the left side player should take a step back so you can cover both the forehand and backhand.
Oh, that's a new, I wasn't expecting that. So taking a step back and then that way I have more angles to cover with
to cover both because it's too wide. Yeah.
Oh, so it's
if it's that far over, they can dink it cross.
True. And then the right side player should be coming over how far?
I'd say like over the center line in that scenario. Just like right at the center line is enough.
Love it. Okay. Let's say a mid-court ball comes dead center and they try to rip it, let's say 3 inches to the left of the right side player. Who's taking that ball?
First person to react if it's somebody ripping it from the midcourt.
We touched on that. Okay, love it. All right, I'm on the left and I have my partner on the right. A drive goes to the center of the court as my partner is transitioning, right? We're trying to work into the kitchen. I'm already there because we're returning serve. They're hitting a drive full speed to the center of the court. Who should be taking that ball? Or sorry, to the middle of the right side. I guess I'm really wanting to focus on your thoughts regarding transitioning and who covers what in middle there.
If somebody's hitting the ball, if you hit a return to serve, you're late getting it to the kitchen line. It doesn't matter if it's your backhand or forehand. The player that's stationed at the kitchen line, if they read it, they should come over as far as they can to protect their partner and then come over. It doesn't matter which side.
And if that ball is middle and they can be driving either to your left or to your right and you're stationed in the middle and you know your partner is going to be late regardless, are you positioning your body in like the dead center of the court to cover everything? Or are you going to be still slightly on your left side, for example, to make sure that you're still owning your zone a little bit?
Slightly on my side, slightly. But I'm ready to pounce and take that one step right when they hit the ball.
Got it. All right, a few wrap-up questions for you. I want you to finish the sentence, Tanner. If you and your partner both go for the middle ball, it means you blank.
It means you are not going to let a ball go through the middle.
Is that a bad thing though? We see people clanking all the time in middle, right? You know, what does that mean? It means like, because there's these nuanced situations, me and you both go for that middle ball. Does that mean that one person's in the wrong, guaranteed?
I mean, it's better to have 2 paddles than 0 on it. But I think you both go for it and then you see that the forehand is going for it. So then you should pull off if you have the backhand.
Do you ever get in that situation where you see that and then both players pull off and then the ball just goes to the middle?
That does happen.
It's a nightmare. Okay, last question is, who covers the middle ball in mixed? Or how does this change in mixed? Is it as simple as, we did a mixed episode on this, but I think it's good to touch on here. Is it as simple as the left side guy on the left will be taking more of the middle balls and just having a little bit more of that dominant coverage where they're coming over more in their middle coverage zone. All the rules are the same in terms of respecting the X. All of that's the exact same. However, I'm just covering a higher percentage of court. Simple as that. Is that fair to say?
I would say that's spot on. Yeah.
Cool.
You should come over and take it because you're seen as maybe more of a threat and be able to create more.
Okay. But yeah, all the rules still apply though, in terms of the respect the X, taking the middle out of the air and all of that, because you still want to keep the fundamentals and the rules consistent.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought. I needed to ask the expert to make sure I was right. Okay. I feel like we know how to cover middle ball. You started off that episode with a bang. It's great. So here's something I wanted to wrap up with, and I think that's interesting, is that we see comments all the time that say like, "Hey, pickleball is not a sport." It's the trolls on social media mainly. Obviously, you and I mean, I could be wrong. We both think pickleball is a sport, but I want to take a step back here on the philosophical side of things. In my sports management class in college, way back when, one of the key things we talked about is what is a sport? And it's so interesting how everybody has a different definition of what a sport is. There's no black and white answer. It's very nuanced, similar to what, who takes the middle, hence why I'm asking this question. So is pickleball a sport, Tanner? Yes or no?
Yes, I would say it's a sport. I mean, you have to use your brain. If you don't train and practice, you're going to get destroyed by people that do. It's athletic, mental power. It's camaraderie, community, socially. I think it checks every box. I feel like what box doesn't it check? You know what I mean?
I couldn't agree more. I can't stand when people say pickleball's not a sport. I think they say it just to piss people off, and they're really bad at it. So I don't even think that's a debate. What about, let's say, golf? I mean, it's a very slow-moving sport, but would you say golf is a sport?
Yeah, I think the same thing. Like, you have somebody who practices is going to be way better. It requires mental power, patience, discipline. You have to have integrity with your game. You can't like shortcut it or cheat it. It's not like a video game where you can just buy levels, you have to earn everything.
Hold on. What about being a major league gamer? I mean, you've seen these esports arenas that fill up their audience is 100 times bigger than pickleball. It really is. It's crazy. It's 1,000 times bigger than what pickleball has in terms of viewership. So would you say major league gaming is a sport?
Yeah, that topic, that's probably a better question. I don't know. I mean, it is, but I feel like sport's not the right word. I feel like it needs to be its own category. I like the thing like the name MLG, like Major League Gaming, as opposed to esports. I feel like a sport, you need to get exercise, or it needs to be like physical. I don't know if gaming's physical. I mean, it might be physical on your body if you're sitting in the chair for a long time practicing, but it does check all the other boxes besides like the physicality. Like, you're on there, you need to practice to get better, mental, social, like it covers everything. It's just not physical.
It's pretty, I mean, you can get you're breaking a major sweat when you're playing in esports finals. You're probably breaking more of a sweat than you are in golf. I would argue.
Yeah, that could be true.
I'd be
curious.
This is what's so interesting about it. And then what else? There's some really good ones. Chess. Is chess a sport? The mental toughness that it takes is insane. The knowledge, the training, everything that goes into it is crazy, but it's not physical. So I don't know. I'm just curious your thoughts. There's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess chess, you have to be like a genius to play. So like I said, I feel like there should be a different category for like when I think of sport, I think of like athletics.
Mm-hmm.
Not, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if chess is athletic. It's mentally very athletic. I just don't, I don't know. I feel like there should be another category.
What about ballet? Ballet takes, even gymnastics.
That's physical. Yeah. I think ballet is definitely a sport.
Some people will be like, ballet is not a sport. It's usually, people that are just.
Yeah. If you can compete, you have to train. I think all that, I think it's good.
And when people say cheer is not a sport too, that drives me nuts, because competitive cheer, I'm not saying like high school cheer to football game, that's completely different, but like competitive cheer, the shit's intense. Right. The risk for your body too is crazy. It's way more dangerous than pickleball times 100.
Right.
Yeah, I like your take there. Good stuff. I feel like I'm on the same page with a lot of it. Yeah, some of it needs a different category, because sport, it's like, I don't know. Some of it could be just defined as a game. And just because something is not a sport doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's not a knock on it. All right. That was fun. I enjoyed that conversation. Tanner.
Sir.
Great chatting as always. I will see you on the next one. Much love. Is there anything that you want to say to me before we hop?
You look really good in that hat.
Thanks, Tanner. Appreciate it.
No worries.
Right. See you, dude.
See ya.
Bye.